Nice save, goalie. Good job running the break. One thing you want to make sure when you're running, oh, that's a great ride there, Coop. Highly disagree with that being being a penalty. Are you crazy, ref? But on that fast break, fellas, if you're running that, whether it's a face-off guy or a midfielder, defenseman, you want to make that pass to the point guy before you get past him on the break because it's really difficult as you're running full speed to try and throw a backwards diagonal pass over your shoulder to the point guy. So nice job by Rowan on that fast break, getting the ball out of his stick into the point guy, and one more down to the low guy on the defense's rotation, and goalie makes a nice save. But that's a key I see a lot of younger players make a mistake of doing is kind of running past the point guy and making it a really difficult pass back to him. I don't know what Cooper is doing here, but that's not where he should be. We talked about this in the previous weeks of the importance of getting to your spots on the clear. You want to have your two poles anchored at the bottom right and bottom left, and your shorties up above. The type of clear that Malvern runs is a diamond. So you got one shorty, kind of by the yellow, where Jordan is there now or excuse me, that's Colin Houston on both sides of the field, and then the other two at the 50 and wing lines, making the shape of a diamond. So I really like this group of D middies here. 13, Billy Carlini, and 25, Timmy Mitchell, both seniors who have been around the block a good amount of time. They're both very smart players. And you see Timmy, as soon as that ball moves, his guy's all the way up and out of the screen, and he's getting himself into the middle of the field. And having that off-ball support and that awareness from your short sticks is just great. It really helps shore up your defense when you can rely on your shorties to help be part of that communication structure. It's a great individual shift there by 25 Timmy Mitchell. And so this is where we go again. See, we should go ahead and get that ball to that pole, and then the shorty can go ahead and stretch if he didn't have that outlet. But also on that slide there on that invert, I don't know if you guys noticed that it wasn't that clean. And one of the keys to having a successful slide on an invert situation is making sure that your short stick on ball is actually on ball and forcing one direction. There's nothing more frustrating than having a slide go and then having that inverted offensive player do a roll dodge or reverse directions and be able to come back the other way because it really screws up your slide angles. Then you get two guys that are essentially chasing ball. So on invert situations, please make sure you on ball defensemen stay tough and keep them going one direction, and then slide guy knows where to slide to. It's a great switch there. So real quick, just take a look at this, fellas, because if anybody's been watching this film the last couple of weeks, you've noticed this a lot from Malvern, where they come and they initiate their offense by bringing a second guy up to set this pick. And so when this guy gets going, all right, usually you get this guy who's up on this guy's tail here, and it makes it a very hard switch. But they want to get the pull through. But if this pull for some reason gets slipped up or picked a little bit too much, by this guy sitting off of him 5 yards, that's an easier switch than coming all the way up on your guy and then trying to run downhill and catch up. All right, so nice job by LaSalle being prepared for Malvern's up pick offense here and sitting off of it, allowing this guy to read what happens. Does my defenseman get picked, and do I need to switch? If so, then you're in a great position to do so. Now, keep in mind, this doesn't negate the fact that this guy's hot on the crease and the twos here and all that stuff. But just for simple on ball stuff, being way up here, away from the cage, where your guy isn't necessarily a threat, D-Mitty, sit underneath of it and be able to read the play and then react. Because if it's just a pick and roll and your defenseman gets through, you'll be able to recover back to your guy. Or should you need to, you can switch and get to 17. That's an interesting one. That was a high bouncer that hit the top crossbar there and just about went in. That's a great example there too of recognizing the challenge of taking the ball off of a long pole in the middle of the field. Sometimes a lot of teams, your eyes light up. You got your long pole coming on, and you got a long pole that's clearing the ball, and you think, oh, what a great opportunity! Everybody shut off. It's going to be an easy turnover, but more often than not, you see guys get run by trying to throw takeaway checks and getting their feet out of position. And then simultaneously, everybody else is pressed out. Nobody's ready to slide and support. And you end up getting a guy running down the middle of the field who's a real threat to score. So that's something I'm not a huge fan of. I understand the idea of pressuring it, but I think especially with high school age players, you really got to teach and educate the importance of still playing position first defense, and then knowing that the takeaway check will come. That's a great transition there. Starts with number 5, Sean Rushton. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to go back that far. But watch this break. We got our 2 poles getting there. Our third's coming to the box. We're up and out quick. Great strong move by a long pole coming down the sides. Kicks it one more to the middle. One more. Reads the slide guy. Most importantly, number 9 quickly reacts. And because you got 1, 2, 3 close defensemen, which one of them is going to slide and support? And ends up coming off the low left guy, which is a little bit unusual. And Matt Irvine, senior number 9, recognizes it, kicks it one more, and that's great placement there. Nice job, Miguel. It's a good way to end the quarter there in that transition. A lot of face-off violations this game, it seems like. All right, so we got about 30 seconds left in the quarter. Let's see what LaSalle does here. You guys notice this? I mean, there's only a second left. This drives me crazy, man. I would get as close to this guy, knowing that there's little time on the clock. I would get as close to this guy as possible without getting a penalty. Let the ref pull you back a little bit. So as soon as this whistle blows, you can go pressure this ball. Because look at this, dude. If 33 doesn't knock this down, I mean, this pass might get through. I mean, look at this guy fading on the back pipe here. And he's open, right? And here's the ball leaving his stick. I mean, who knows, man? But I mean, Matt Civitello, like, what are you looking at, man? Like, get matched up, cover your guy. Um, it's just little stuff like that, off ball with low time. Make sure you get your guy covered up.